Good evening. I'm Banyama Boardman from Cohort 3, and I would like to take you through the application of probability in business and the table of content, problem introduction or explanation, problem interpretation, technology interaction, external research, and solution evaluation. To define on what a business is. Business is an activity someone does in order to make money by producing goods or services with the interest of selling the products for profit. Term to know under business, we have business decision making. These are the steps followed by business managers in enterprises to determine the mode of plans that will follow the business initiatives that will allow them to set a specific action. Then we have business probability. This is a theory that is used in the calculation of long-term gains and losses in business. To explain the background of business probability to anyone who doesn't know or who may come across it, that he or she has to understand the following concept: the trend the trend for optimizing profits, the trend for forecasting losses and profits, and how business owners collect data that will help them predict the stage of business, identifying area where the business is performing well, and identifying area where business is not performing well, and also it provide good decision making to business people or business investors or business owners, and this is achieved by the use of probability in business. Then coming to probability problematics concept in business, and from here we have probability have business owners and investors to study the trend of business, and through this, a business owner or investor can analyze the trend being used as as for as per like when using the calculation to determine the future trend of the business. The, a business owner can make a good decision based on the calculation and the serious determination, because using probability you can be able to make a good determination in a difficult situation. And to demonstrate the concept of probability in business using technology, from here I use Google Sheet to determine the performance of currencies of countries in 2020 during COVID-19, where Uganda, South Africa, Rwanda, Nigeria, Mauritius, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Algeria performs in 2012. And from here, we are considering the blue color to demonstrate our graph. We can see Algeria, Mauritius, and South Africa performing well in 2020 during COVID. And we can see Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, Kenya, and Ethiopia not performing as demanded. So using probability, we can explain that these countries with higher GDP, when you use probability, you may say that these countries, though COVID continues, they will be able to perform so well compared to other countries like Ethiopia and Rwanda, with a higher lower GDP during COVID. You can predict that, and that these countries will have difficulties in marketing when COVID continues. And based on this one, based on probability, it have countries or business people to determine on what to do before that things happened. And coming to external research, um, from here probability is a chance of prediction when we assume that X is the chance of things happening, and X1 minus X is a chance of things not happening. So when we say of X of a chance for things happen times is X of a chance things not happening, we can get a result of X times X as demonstrated A times A, you get A B of event happening. So you can use this formula in probability to determine or calculate the number of favorable outcomes over the total number of favorable outcomes. You may say, for example, you may say that the expenses you have the business as spent divided the total expenses being spent by a business. From using probability, you can be able to calculate the expenses being used for the entire month. Coming to the application of probability in business, we have probability of manufacturing. Using probability, a business owner or business person can be able to determine or predict what he or she can produce or manufacture, and the outcome of the products that he or she will produce. And using the probability have in determining what will be the outcomes, the possible outcome. We have scenario analysis. A probability have business people to analyze on the products before they are put in the market, and this one increase the rate of profit. You also have in risk evaluation where you can predict and analyze on the prolonged outcomes in the business. And this one here can have you probably can have business people or businesses to grow very well. And sale broadcastings, you determine the availability of market and how availability of your products and how they will be sold. You can predict the market and the profit you will gain and how you will sell them. Yeah, coming to how technology boosts the business sector, we have around 7 software that business people use to simplify and and to make the work easy, like Trello, Slack, and Intercops. This software help business people to make their work easy, and that's why most of the companies are very rich, because technology has boosted their products. And these are the basics. These are the basics formulas that someone who have never come across probability may know. And coming to simple term, pound and probability, we have discrete probability distribution. This is the probability of the occurrence of each value of a discrete random variable. And we have discrete random variables. This is the random variable that has the countable values. We have method exclusivity. This is whereby one event propagate the occurrence of another event. For example, like other events can prevent the other event to happen. We have dependent events. These are the events that happen by their own, but they are not depending on the other. Each, like for instance, there might be earthquake in Uganda and other earthquake in Rwanda. These are different events, and this example demonstrates the dependent events. Then we have, and these two events doesn't affect the event of, doesn't affect the other event. Coming to interdependent events, these are events that occurred of one event that has no impact on the other things. Yeah, sorry, like I say that dependent event is an event that happen at the same time, and interdependent event is the event that happen at the same time with no effect to the other. Yeah, coming to a business assumption on a probability, we have sales and marketing, we have production, we have capitals, purchasing of quality products that customers will have, taxation, expenses, and funding. This assumption, these are the assumptions made by either a small startup business person or a established person business or established business. He or she has to assume this because based on the funding, he or she may assume that I will get funding if I set up and go to the market, and I will be able to get good customers who will be paying who will be buying my goods, and I will face taxation from the government and the expenses that I will use when I'm in the field. Coming to pros of the probability in business, we have investment, for which probability have to analyze the gain and the losses associated with each investment decision, and it also have in calculation of investment and a combination of the greatest expected profit. Through probability in investment, you can be able, a business person can be able to calculate the loss and the profits, and in relation to the good decision making that will yield to the greatest expected profit. We have customer service. Due to probability, a business owner can make credit policies that will allow customers that will allow the business to serve customers, say that the customers love the products, and this line can make either a company or business person to gain more profit than to encounter then to prolong the problems that will let customers lose hope from the business. Then competitive strategy using Markom's chains allowed companies to design a set of strategies that will help them analyze risky, so that competitions, so that they are not kicked out of the competition in the market. We have product design. Product design using probability, how to have designers or companies to design a models of products in a way that will allow them to take over in the market when they put product in the market, in a way that customer will have, and in a way that they will face a better competition in the market than having problem in the market. Coming to cons of probability in business, and there is no additional knowledge that is taken into consideration in business trend. Analyzing and giving a prediction, and clear prediction of the business remove some of the doubts, as knowledge is not focused, and good analyzation is not predicted, is not put into consideration. So a business person can predict a business trend when he or she has no additional knowledge on, or I may say that he or she has not go outside the box to search for more information to give a good prediction. Then coming probability in business also is also time consuming as a person take more time in predicting the success of the business based on this, and sometimes they may use size samplings, which is sometimes tiresome for business people to tackle. And this one here probability is quite tiresome to predict since the market is large, and how and it's quite tiresome for a person to predict on how he or she could cope up with the existing government market. We have four, and we have four a little microsite that will allow the person to predict a good trend of the market. We have the probability side that is too large, which is also problematic based on the participants that you include in your decision making. Sometimes you may include a larger population which may not give you a good conclusion on your market side. Now, coming to potential extensions of probability in business owners should always be flexible in studying the characteristic of the market based on the available data in relation to customers' demand. And say, because based on this one here, the more you brought goods in the market, which the customer doesn't want, you may end up getting losses. But if you study, be flexible in your products, then you're good. Then and bring what customers demand and love, then then you will be able to get more profit. For instance, like in a Muslims area, when you bring porks, when you make a market of the pork, then you at the end of the day you will end up losing your products. But if you bring other things like goat, other things, then you will be able to gain more profit. Coming to business personnel should make the prediction when they have acquired the full information. Business owners or business people should predict when they have a good knowledge on, when they have collected knowledge from well-experienced people who are already in the market and who have a long experience in them, who have a good experience in the market. And this one here, this whereby a person should predict the business trend. The business owners should always minimize the population by selecting the people to conduct a good research, and that will be involved in marketing prediction. And this is the end of these are my references based on the research I did. And thank you.